All right, back to back, double barrel. Told y'all I missed yesterday, but I'm making up for it today. So, um, this is just a message to all of my younger investors. If you're watching this, if you follow me on this page, um, I want to not only document this obviously for you guys, but like maybe even for my future kids, something for them to see. Um, because man, it was so unbelievably difficult when I first got started on my investing journey, on my money making mission. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's so unfortunate that like you have to live a lot of life to get wisdom, or you like. I'm not saying you have to be old to be wise, because I've met some old freaking idiots. But at the same time, right? You have to have experience, and experience typically happens over the course of your lifetime, and it's just the nature of the game, right? They say youth is wasted on the young. I never wanted to waste my youth on being young. And a few things that I just wanted to talk about today. And of course, I'm going to bring up Bitcoin, but we're going to get there because it's a big part, but also such a small part. And the first thing is just consumption. Like, please don't think that consumption ends at like what you eat, right? Or what you're putting in your body. When you eat some food, consumption, that's it, right? Consumption is so much deeper than just the food we eat. It's the media that we consume, right? It's the thoughts that we take in, right? From ourself and from the people out like around us, our external environment. We are by nature as human beings consumptive creatures. It's how we survive. It's how we live. We have to consume. And there's a limit. There is a limit to consumption where it becomes no longer beneficial but harmful. And I want you, younger version of me, my kids, whoever's watching this, to know that if you pay attention earlier rather than later to the things that you consume, and you start focusing on your goals more so than trying to feel like you have to consume all these other things. Well, I have to read this next book. If I can just read one more book, and I could just take this one more course, and I could just X or Y or Z, like it's not actually beneficial. You're not actually getting where you need to go. Does that make sense? Like, at a certain point, you have enough to get you to the next stepping stone in your business. You're just scared. You're just worried. You're just concerned that you're going to fail based off of something that you didn't know. And unfortunately, the way to learn it, most likely, if you genuinely have sat down and taken the time, right? If you only read one book and you're like, okay, I'm ready, I know everything, then you're just a walking, talking Dunning-Kruger, right? Like, you're getting in your own way. But if you've actually sat down, you've studied, if someone could come up to you and ask you a question about whatever the topic is that you're trying to learn, and you can answer 90% of the questions, you probably know enough information. You probably are solid, especially if you can teach it to somebody else and they can understand it and be at least moderately proficient. You probably understand. Now the next step for you is to actually just take the knowledge and go. Like, there's just some things that you cannot avoid, some problems that you cannot avoid, and consumption isn't the answer. At a certain point, production becomes the answer. And on your money-making mission that you're taking right now, you're young, you're like, I don't want to be the old guy in the Lambo. I want to be, in my 30s or my 40s or my 20s, right? Understand that you're going to be, if that becomes you, you are the exception and not the rule, okay? And if it's not happening as fast as you're anticipating, that's part of the course. Just readjust, but stop beating yourself up and berating yourself and then causing yourself to consume negative things and to put out negative things by proxy, right? Because, what you take in is what you're going to release as well. You have to be willing to bump your head. The higher that your pain tolerance is and the more willing that you are to bump your head, and the less responsibility that you have on your plate right now, the easier that it becomes to be able to achieve your goals, right? So if you're, 19, 20 years old, maybe you're like even younger than that, you're 16, 17, 18. You don't have any kids, you're not married, right? You've got the whole world laid out in front of you and literally a million different pathways that you can take. You're in the most optimal time to make decisions and bump your head ever. Like, at a certain point, you're gonna meet the love of your life. You're gonna fall in love. You're gonna get married. You're gonna want to have kids, right? Like, or maybe you won't. I'm not gonna project my stuff on you. You know what I'm saying? Inevitably, will just have more responsibility. Whether it's a job, whether it's marriage, whether it's kids, whether it's taking care of elderly parents or other family members. It could be anything. So don't shy away from it. I released a video last week, I think it was, a few days ago, talking about when you shy away from discomfort, it's going to push you further and further away from your end goals. This is the truth. So now, where do we go from here? Well, one of the things that you need to understand on your money-making mission, and you'll inevitably get it. I say this in so many videos because it's true. It's not what you do, and it's not even, necessarily just what you make. It is what you own. You can make all the money in the world, and if you're blowing it all and you're, spending it on dumb shit, you're just as bad off as the people who are, paycheck to paycheck right now. You're just as bad off, right? If you spent all your money, you don't have anything left, and you gotta go out and kill something else so you can eat. You're just like those 40 plus million people who don't have their SNAP benefits anymore. They can't eat either. Like, you're in the same camp. What you're going to learn, and as you speak to more rich people, you don't have to believe me. You go talk to the richest person that you can find. Go to your local, country club and go talk to somebody in the parking lot. I don't know, whatever you got to do. Go to a cigar lounge in the middle of the day. You will learn that the people who are super wealthy and who are really making it and have made it in this life, this world, they own something that other people want to be able to own, something that is beneficial for other people. And the lowest barrier to entry asset that you can possibly own right now, today, it didn't exist for everybody, and it's now in existence. You are one of the luckiest individuals in American history to have lived. You are not being, discriminated against because of your race, or your sexuality, or your gender, or a multitude of other things. People fought so hard for decades for you to be able to live in this time period, and you have the ability right now to purchase something that doesn't require you to be accredited. You don't have to know a guy, and wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You're not doing anything illegal. You can have sovereignty. Buying Bitcoin is the penultimate. I'm going to say it every single time that I get the opportunity to, because it's the truth. Imagine telling someone 15, 20 years ago that they could be a part of the ownership class, and they could literally own something that even the richest man on earth, right? Bill Gates, I guess back then, I don't know, Jeff Bezos, whoever, could not take from you. And he could also own, but you could become wealthy like him just by simply going onto your phone, going onto your computer, and clicking buy. Like, that is the weight, the gravity of having such an ability is lost upon so many people. It's when you own something, right, that nobody else can own because there's not any left, you set the price, right? You can say, I'm not converting this back to fiat until you give me X amount of fiat, so that way I can do X or Y or Z. Or maybe you just say, I don't even want fiat. You got to give me something better. Like, I need something better. You call the shots. And I think for a lot of people who are older than us, because hopefully if you're watching this, I'm 28, so I'm assuming that, you're younger than me. You're 28 or younger. they've lived the majority of their life operating, where fiat is the king, and, I have to use my fiat to be able to pick up assets. I have to be able to pick up, some treasuries. I have to be able to pick up some houses. I got to be able to pick up some businesses, whatever. And there's nothing wrong with owning property, land, businesses. There's something wrong with owning treasuries, but that's a conversation for another day. So, but you know what I'm saying? Like stocks, all that good stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's your prerogative, that's your prerogative. However, there's got to be, you cannot deny that there's something to be said about owning something that is super scarce. Like even gold, as valuable as gold is, like the number one asset in the world, right? Every year they're coming out with more of it. They're mining it up out of the ground. Like it's everywhere, right? So it's not as scarce as Bitcoin is. You say, well, you're in for some deep trouble whenever the EMP hits and the solar flare knocks all of humanity back to the Stone Age. Do you really think that your gold is going to be all that valuable then? Like, wouldn't the farmers really be the people who are making it, the people who can feed themselves and their family for a long time? Wouldn't the people who understand how to build homes or all that? Like, we're at that point, if the sun is going to engulf the earth, money won't matter. You know what I'm saying? If we're in a nuclear holocaust winter where no one can go outside and there's, just the people who use fringe examples to justify their opinions on base cases are the least intelligent among us. I hope that makes sense. Like if you have to say, well, whenever the cosmic wind blows 10 million meteorites onto, it's like, brother. And yeah, the heavens could open up and we could hear the trumpet right now and it would be a wrap. So like, don't let these people who are trying to give you fringe examples of things deter you from the big vision, the big mission. And that's for you to become a part of the ownership class. It's for you to become wealthy. And money is going to come to you slow more often than not. I'm not going to sit here and try to like blow smoke up your ass. Like it's going to come to you slow probably, and it's going to come in small amounts until you can figure out a way to be valuable to this world, and then it's going to come fast. And sometimes it's going to come fast and in large quantities, but like it's you have to be able to do something with it, and you have to be able to be wise enough to not fall for the okie doke. If I had known back then what I know now, I would only believe, right, half of what I see and none of what I hear, really. Find truth, right? Ask yourself deeper things. Don't have such avarice that you have to go and get money. I have to. I'm obsessed with it. Like, breathe. Calm down. You've got money and it's growing for you. And especially if you're putting it into something that is scarce, it may not necessarily grow at 400% every single year, but what's going to happen is it's going to compound, and you're going to take the time to be diligent with your investment, and you're going to say, okay, I'm putting away, 30 cents on every dollar because I live with my mom and dad, or because I'm in a one bedroom, so it only takes up, 20% of my money. Everything that's left over after I get my groceries and all that good stuff, I pay my insurance, it's going in. It's going in. It's going in. And maybe you find a little hobby that makes you a little bit of bread. Keep piling up more money. Piling up more money. This is a marathon, not a sprint, right? It's so cliche to say. But you have the rest of your life to be rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't miss the forest because of the trees. It's okay to build up good habits now. There's nothing wrong with making sure that you can become a disciplined individual. You'll live longer. You'll get to see more money. You'll have a richer and more fulfilled life. Don't stress yourself over the fact that you're not at the final destination when you're just lacing your shoes up. in the grand scheme of things. You haven't even made it to where the real game starts. You know what I'm saying? You haven't really worked on your business idea. You haven't made the big contribution that you're going to make to the world that's going to make you super rich. Like, it's okay. Understand that billions of dollars are being printed off every single day. You're going to get yours. Keep thinking about other people and how you can make their life better. One of the ways that I was able to make great money is by listening, just simply listening. People will tell you all the problems in their life. People love talking about the problems in their life. And if you can come up with a solution that solves a problem that you hear people talk about all the time in their life, then you'll never be broke a day in your life. It's just a matter of you figuring out how to bring it from here to here, right? From your mind to the 3D space that we live in. And honestly, like, with the right amount of creativity and with the right amount of consumption of the proper kinds of things, right? So maybe reading books or doing research and studying and utilizing AI in a helpful manner, right? Not just using AI to create the whole thing for you necessarily and making it a piece of shit that nobody wants to deal with. Leveraging. I'm telling y'all, it's really that simple. And it's difficult, right? Because you're going to be inundated with people, especially online, who are telling you, it's got to be sexy. It's going to be this, it's going to be this, it's going to be this. But you have everything that you need. You can take the course, and obviously I do believe that there's, everybody should have a good mentor. I have a phenomenal mentor that I've had over the last 6 years who's, well, really more like 7, who's helped me in ways that I cannot even begin to describe. And shout out to her. I'm not going to say her name, but you know who you are. Just stop complicating it. Okay? Like, you're going to be fine. Build the habits when you have a little bit of money, so that way when you get the big money and you're tempted, like, oh, I have, $500,000. I could go and buy myself a Huracan right now. Like, you won't be tempted to do some dumb shit. Like, you'll be like, you know what? I'm going to put my money away. I'm going to have the same amount of discipline that I've had before and put my, 60% of that money into my Bitcoin, my reserve. And now I have taken, 3 whole coins off the market. 3 whole coiners won't exist, right? There's more millionaires in the US than there are whole coins right now. You just took 3 of those millionaires, even more millionaires, off of the or out of the running for those coins. So understand that making money is just it's a simple formula, but it's not easy. That's the thing that people confuse. It's a simple formula. It's being able, there's a few ways to do it, right? Being able to solve a problem for somebody that they otherwise could not solve for themselves, and being able to do that at scale. Or number 2, which is what we're doing right now, every time that I tell you to become a part of the ownership class and buy some Bitcoin, it's to notice a discrepancy in value between what people are seeing as valuable right now and what you know, based off of trends and based off of pattern recognition in the future, will be worthwhile, and exploiting that patch, that loop that you see right there, and saying, I'm going to go ahead and go all in on this, right? And leveraging yourself in the proper way. Not saying I'm going to take 400x leverage on Bitcoin and put up $400 and then I'll be able to. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying consistently dropping your money in spot and putting it into cold storage. Bro. And putting it into cold storage and doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be smart. You don't have to be the smartest in the room. You just have to have a plan. That's all it takes. A solid plan. You're either going to provide value to people or you're going to exploit a glitch in the system. And right now, I'm telling you, exploit the glitch in the system until you can create that value for somebody, and then you can do them both at the same time, and you will be richer than anybody in your bloodline ever was, and ever will be. And hopefully, if you're my son or my daughter listening to this in the future, you will be richer than even I was. Hopefully I'm still living when you're watching this. But all of this to say, y'all, I'm not going to yammer on for 6 hours here. Everything that you need to be successful, you've already got. You've already got it. I don't know if anybody's ever told you that, but it's true. There's no reason for you to feel like it's hopeless or, in this age of information that everybody else is going to be able to get theirs, but you won't. You have what it takes. Just put in the effort. Like I said, it's simple. You've already, I gave you the formula. Now just build it out. Build it out. Go talk to people. Be a charismatic force. Smile. Like this, there's never been a better time to be alive in America as any individual person. I don't care who's president. I don't care what people say. I don't care what the numbers are that come out for the jobs data. Like, yes, there's going to be hard times. There's always been hard times, though. And right now, if you are able and willing to weather the storm that's in front of you and say, you know what, despite whatever roadblocks exist in front of me, I can do this. Like, get that positive self-talk going and then actually start moving forward. Stop doom scrolling. Guarantee you, in 5 years, when 2030 rolls around and you were diligent that whole 5-year time, you're going to be like, oh my God, she was right. Look at me. And you're going to be hype. And life is going to be a lot easier than it is right now. So just get the difficult part out of the way. Like, you keep waiting and waiting for a miracle or for somebody to save you or for some, luck to drop down upon you. Make your own luck. Luck has a recipe. And the recipe is fucking trying over and 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 over again, and being willing to bonk your head and learning the lesson from each time you bonk your head, because eventually you're going to get knocked around until, you're on the right path. And then all of a sudden, you're going to be like, that's a familiar roadblock. Whoop, and jump right over it. Skim underneath that one. Go around the other one. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. Earn your stripes. Stop being scared. Like, you are an absolute beast. Behave like one. With that, we're 22 minutes in. I'm cutting it here. I'm inspired. I'm like fired up today, y'all. I've been rucking. I've been going on 6-mile walks with 70 pounds on my back. I do it every day, rain or shine. It's like 50 degrees outside. The wind is going like 40 miles per hour. I'm about to take this hoodie off and then put on my weight vest and all that good stuff. And then maybe I'll leave the hoodie on because it's honestly kind of cold. I don't know. But I don't know. I'm fired up, y'all, because, man, it starts with being able to get outside and breathe. If you're going to consume something, let it be Mother Nature. You know what I'm saying? I love life. Life is really great, and I have a lot to be grateful for. And I hope you guys do too. And so with that, this is the second upload of the day. That covers today and yesterday. I'll be back again tomorrow now that I got all this stuff fixed. And I really do love you guys. I hope y'all are having a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are, whenever you are. It's so wonderful to be alive and to be in this life, experiencing it with you guys. And if my kids are watching it, with you. Love y'all dearly. And so with that, leave me a like, comment. Let me know what you think about this video. Share it with somebody that you care about. Or maybe don't. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. It's your prerogative. And if you like the videos, you like the content that I've been talking about, subscribe. Just, I don't know. I'm talking into the ether right now, but, one day it'll be something big and something nice to look back on. So with that, I'm going to quit my yapathon, and I'll be back tomorrow, okay? Y'all have a fantastic time. Peace.